Hey family, Pastor J, Dr. J, or Jomo, whatever you call me. Here's another session of Keeping It Real. Today we're going to talk about how to change your attitude. Remember this, your attitude determines your altitude. Your attitude determines your altitude. You will only go as your attitude will take you. You see a person with a bad attitude. Oftentimes, it's hard to be successful with a bad attitude because people don't want to deal with you. Your attitude determines your altitude. So, here are the steps to a change of attitude. Number one, analyze your present attitude. Do a checkup from the neck up. How many people say you have a bad attitude? I repeat, how many people say you have a bad attitude? Guess what? Not everybody's lying. If everybody say you got a problem, it's because you got a problem. So, stop being defensive. Analyze your life and do a real checkup. If everyone say you got a problem, start saying you may have a problem. If everyone say you talk too much, it's because you talk too much. Your attitude determines your altitude. So with that being said, we have to be mindful of what we have to walk out in this life. Our attitude, praise God, will determine our altitude. So, after you do your checkup, remember this, you'll never change what you don't confront. Oftentimes people talk about changing stuff, but they think that it's going to change by osmosis or doing nothing. You will never change what you don't confront. If you want something different, you're going to have to do something different. Number two, understanding faith is something that you need. Okay, what do you mean by that? Fear is unlimited. Fear is a limiter. Faith is unlimited, and fear is a limiter. You can have as much faith as you want, but fear will ultimately hold you back. I remember years ago, my mother wanted to go to Kings of Comedy. So we went to Kings of Comedy. I thought I got her some great tickets. Well, we got there, and the ticket was a balcony ticket. So I said, okay, it's a balcony ticket. She's close to the stage. It's all good. Well, as we're getting off the elevator, walking to the balcony, my mother grabs the railing and holds on. I say, Mama, what's wrong? Well, guess what? I didn't know that my mama was afraid of heights. And she sat there shaking. I said, Mama, come on. Well, guess what? My mother had a fear of heights. Well, I had to go get a new ticket. But guess what? I never knew that fear was limiting her. We have to be mindful that fear will ultimately limit you or hold you back. Have you noticed that when you're scared, you don't move? I know some people who've been in the house, got a gun loaded, hear a sound and won't move. Scared. Fear will limit you. Faith is unlimited. So I have to understand with my attitude, I have to have attitude of faith and not an attitude of fear. Fear often brings things to you. Faith releases you. So I have to be mindful that with my faith will set me free and my fear will limit me. They say one of the greatest fears of all is public speaking. Well, how do you handle your fear? You got to attack it. Now, not saying any of you are going to be a speaker or a preacher, but you have to embrace your fear if you want to succeed in life. So, number one, I have to analyze my attitude. Number two, I got to understand fear will limit me, faith will release me. Number three, I got to change my confession. Understand your words create your world. So I have to start confessing the right things. Example, I'm the head and not the tail. What have I done? I've confessed that I'm above and not below. I confess that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Now, if you don't know, these are scriptures. So I use these confessions to change my attitude. Here's a great one, Romans 8:28. And we know that all things work together for the good. So what are you saying? With that attitude, I attack life differently because it may not look good, but I realize it's going to be all good. Why? Because my attitude is positive. I know that whatever I'm going through, this will change. So you have to be mindful that my attitude determines my altitude. See, it may not look good, but if I have a positive attitude, it's going to be all good. Why? I realize that whatever I'm going through is temporary. It's a momentary light affliction. So when you get the proper attitude, you can attack life differently because you realize through the ups and downs, if I keep my attitude right, it's going to be all good. So what's your confession? Write it down. Now, if you want some confessions, here's one I like. Jesus, Lord over my spirit, my soul, and my body. Jesus has made me unto wisdom, righteousness, sanctification, and redemption. I can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens me. I'm more than a conqueror. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. God has not given me a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. What have I done? I'm confessing these things over my life because my words create my world. Get your confession down. So, here's a quick homework assignment. Write down some scriptures and confess them over your life daily. Understand, confession leads to conception. I say it again. Confession leads to conception. You will ultimately birth what you confess. Number 4, have a sincere desire to change. Change begins with you. Now you may say, Dr. J, you talk about change all the time. Well, guess what? Change is never ending. I do a daily statement every day. I say this is part of my confession. Change my heart, oh God. Make me ever true. Change my heart, oh God. May I be like you. You are the potter. I am the clay. Mold me and make me. This is what I pray. Change my heart, oh God. Make it ever true. Change my heart, oh God. May I be like you. What do you understand? I realize I need to change. Now some will say you're a pastor. Yeah, I'm a pastor, but doesn't mean I have it all together. I still got issues. I'm still working on me. If you catch me on the wrong day, you might find something out you don't want to find out, because the reality is we're all struggling with something. One of my mentors said this, either you're struggling with sin or you're accepting your sin. But either way, you're dealing with it. We're all fighting. We're all dealing with something that we're trying to get rid of. There's some issue we're dealing with, some problem we have that we're trying to get through. That's life. We all have things that happen to us that are not fair, not right. It's life. But I have to make up my mind that I got to work on me. So I tell myself every day, change my heart, oh God. Make it ever true. Change my heart, oh God. May I be like you. You are the potter. I am the clay. Mold me and make me. This is what I pray. Change my heart, oh God. Make it ever true. Change my heart, oh God. May I be like you. Get a confession and start working. Number 5, live each day daily. Hear me and hear me well. Success does not happen in a day. Success is based on your daily habits. I repeat, success does not happen in a day. Success is based on the daily habits. The choices you make on a daily basis ultimately determines your success. Let me help you. If you show me your schedule, I'll show you your future. Your future is based on your schedule. If you say, I want to be a millionaire, if you say, I want to be great, everything will be locked up in your schedule. Your schedule is a microcosm of who you say you want to be and what you want to do. So if it's not in your schedule, you can't get there, because your schedule is a reflection of who you're going to become. So if it's not in your schedule, it's not going to manifest. Stop just thinking it, ink it, write it down, make it plain. So I have to make up my mind. What do I want to become? If I want to become successful, it has to be in my schedule, because your schedule is a microcosm of who you'll become. Write it down and you're on your way to becoming it. So life is all about the daily decisions I make to be successful. Number 6, change my thought patterns. You are where you are based on your thought patterns. You will move in the direction of your most dominant thought. What are you thinking about? For example, if you want a car, you want a house, you want a lady, whatever it is you're going after, you want to do, whatever it is you're going after, you will move in the direction of your most dominant thought. I realize when I'm looking for cars, guess all I see? I see that car. When I'm looking for a house, guess what I see? I see for sale signs. Why? You move in the direction of your most dominant thought. Number 7, develop good habits. They say it takes 21 days to build a habit. If you can do it consistently, you can build good habits. Ultimately, you don't determine your future, your habits do. I'm going to repeat that. You don't determine your future. Your habits do. What you do consistently determines your future. Hear me and hear me well. Discipline weighs an ounce. Regret weighs a ton. Discipline weighs an ounce. Regret weighs a ton. If you can be disciplined to have a daily regimen of habits, you will be successful, because ultimately your habits determine your future. Your habits determine your character. So, what habits have you built? What are you working on? What are you disciplined about? What are you going to make happen consistently? Because consistency ultimately leads to success. If a person, this is a great study, if a person studies a subject for 15 minutes a day for 1 year, in 5 years, they'll become an expert. I'm going to say it again. If you can study one topic 15 minutes a day, within 5 years, you're an expert. By the way, that comes from Albert Einstein. I think he's pretty smart. And lastly, change your attitude. I close with this. My stepbrother, John Tabbitt, he's a pilot. And what he told me, he says, Jomo, when a plane is going up, they say the plane has a positive attitude. When the nose of the plane is going down, they say the plane has a negative attitude. Based on the direction of the plane is what they call the attitude of the plane. I ask you today, what's the direction of your life? Is it going up, positive, or is it going down? Remember this, your attitude determines your altitude. If you want something different, you got to do something different. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. Remember this, you are the star of your life. You are the main character in your show. It's based on what you choose to do. And your life is based on these things: choices, decisions, and consequence. Choose success today. I love y'all. God bless you. Can't wait to see y'all next session. Peace.